Well, welcome, you gorgeous mother truckers, to Gobster's Ale House and the Inn of Corrections. This is the new background, this is the new drop. Nothing telling you do this, that, the other. And I'm going to explain quickly what this is. When I do live streams now, there will be the Gobster's Ale House streams. And they will be specifically just to chill out as if we're in a virtual pub and have some fun. And then there's the Inn of Corrections. The Inn of Corrections is going to be my normal videos. So you've got Gobster's Ale House and the Inn of Corrections. And this is where we're going to be. The winter's coming. It's a typical winter's day. It's pouring down rain on the window, but we've got a nice warm fire. And this is where we're going to do everything from now on. This is the new backdrop. You know, no more subscribe and pictures of this, that, and the other. It's just me and us sitting in the pub having a discussion about things. And let's get into the first one. So, we have leaders in the Western world that seems to be completely and utterly determined to drive us into World War III by spending billions of pounds in a war in Ukraine that's got nothing to do with us. And this may not be a very popular opinion, but the one that we actually started in the first place. And if you don't believe that, just go and do some research on the history of Ukraine and also on the history of NATO, especially the NATO agreement that was signed when NATO was formed, specifically saying that NATO would not expand member countries onto the border of Russia. And then watch how we've exactly done that. But this isn't a video about the war in Ukraine. I'm just getting it out there. I know it's not a popular point of view, but the simple truth of the matter is the West it's been caught on many times in many videos, and it's not just recent. We've been trying for years and years and years to provoke this war, to get this war. And it's all down to rigged elections and all that sort of stuff. The usual, what people would call conspiracy theories. But take a bit of time, do a bit of research, and don't necessarily believe what you're being told. Remember this, if the media are telling you it's a good thing, if the media are telling you one side of the story, you need to question it. Now, I can already hear some of my new fans typing on the keyboard, calling me a Putin apologist. I'm not. I'm just saying I'm not stupid and you need to think on. But even so, and if somebody goes, well, you know, it's this, that, and the other, well, we're sending £5 billion a year for the next 5 years minimum, because we've already added some on this time round, to the Ukraine for as long as the war continues. And that also includes sending all the spare equipment that we've got, which isn't actually spare, and we're not replacing it, putting us in a really bad situation, which I've banged on about. And before the other friends go, oh, you didn't say that about your Conservative Party. Yes, I did. I've been banging on about the cuts to military for months now, before the general election. So £5 billion a year there, but apparently we can't afford 1.5 billion to keep our old people warm this winter. There's another video coming on, which is going to be me in a very, very angry, ranty mood about some of the attitudes that some idiots are taking. Any case, or anywho, let's get on to the point of this one. I've done a couple of videos on the possibility of conscription, that the government's going to conscript. Well, this little gem popped up. Civilians must be ready to fight because Britain's military is so small, warm peers. Right then. No. You see, I've noticed a change in the videos. And if you don't want to miss, you go and look at the recruiting videos, and we've had Ali having a prayer in the middle of a patrol, which wouldn't happen. And it's all been women, and it's all been ethnic minorities, and it's all been, well, look at us, the inclusive army. But if you've paid any attention to the adverts recently, it's just been an awful lot of just white men with the odd smattering of a black guy, but no one else. No women, no other ethnic minorities, just white and black guys. You know, the guys that for years and years and years and years have been the staple of the army and gone out and done all the dirty stuff that no one else wants to do. Now they're in the adverts. Now that they're in the adverts, you know war's coming, because all of a sudden They've realised that their woke rubbish hiring, their DEI hiring techniques, and all the rubbish that they go through has meant that we've got no soldiers or airmen or Navy guys. And I've done videos on all of that. So now they need the white guy. Now they need the black guy. They need the two of us. Us whites and blacks, we're brothers together. We have been for years, and it isn't an issue. It shouldn't be an issue. I know they like to, these evil demons that are currently in charge, like to set us against each other. But the simple truth of the matter is, white and black have always gone on, because in reality, we have the same core values. It's that simple. I know some people will argue that. Whatever. That's how I feel. And as always, this is just my opinion. Which, of course, just to let you know, YouTube and the police or anyone else who wants to listen on this, my right to an opinion and to express that opinion is actually protected under the European Court of Human Rights. Now, you see, we'd like to get out of that because it stops us from doing so much. But while we're still in it, we'll use it to fight against you. So, any case, the other reason no is, why the hell should anyone want to protect this country when its leadership and its tiny minority of left waffer call anyone like us far right? You see, the football thugs and the hooligans are the evil ones until a war rolls up, and then they're exactly the people that you need to go and do the dirty stuff. But it all boils down to it is, there's no need for us to be ready to fight if you lot don't push us into a war that we don't need or want. Now, I know the whole idea at the moment is depopulation, to get rid of the biggest waste of carbon on the planet. You want to just knock us down, so that's if you can do it by creating a fictitious virus. No winter fuel allowance, so now hopefully some of them will freeze to death. And Labour is really pushing hard for assisted dying. And now there's a CSV jab, which is for the common cold, which wasn't a problem and has now suddenly appeared at the same time as a vaccine, which jabs you. My mum's had it. It's her choice. Mama G's had it. Mama G had it. Mama G's feeling like crap. So the whole thing is designed at the moment to depopulate us. If it's not that, it'll be forcing us to pay per mile, which means all our trucks that do the deliveries will have to pay more money, and therefore that more money means all our goods are more expensive, while the same government that does that taxes the oblivion out of us, so we can't afford, so now we're all going to starve. You see how it's working? And while all that's going on, slowly but steadily they just fill the country up with Alan Snack Bar members, because Alan Snack Bar members do as they're told. If the man says, although they're playing a dangerous game there. So, no. None of us should be prepared to fight for this country that is readily and easily going to call us far right and throw us in prison for daring to have an opinion. So no, peers. That's all those people who get the jobs from when they were MPs and people get, I mean, like Lord Ali is a peer. You know, that really dodgy dude. But we'll come on to him in a later video. So, when all these people are saying, oh, well, you must be ready to... Why should we fight? Why should we fight? Why should we fight for a country that hates us? Why should we put our lives on the line to protect a place that can't stand us, that wants to freeze us, wants to starve us, calls us far right, will imprison us for having an opinion, call us, as Keir Starling did, all racists if you dare question immigration? So, no, whichever stupid peer said this, no, we won't be ready to fight because you drag us into a war we don't want, none of us want. You should listen to those of us who've experienced war and know. A lot of us went over to places and did horrendous things which have scarred us for life. Just so you lot don't have to. And now you lot are being told that you've got to fight for a country that hates you. It's amazing how they'll moan about the flag being flying at this, that and the other, but when it suits, patriotic flags, yes, God save the king. Yo. No. You're going to have to learn the hard way now that if you insult, degrade, dehumanise, arrest, imprison, silence, and do whatever you want to do and call anyone under, they're not going to go when you say, oh, we need your help, they're going to go, and I'm sorry I had to swear, but that's the words that's going to be used. So no, we ain't going to defend this country, and don't come to us old veterans, because we ain't doing it either. Because we've already been out with our friends and we've sacrificed some of our friends with their lives. For what? For what exactly? Any case, enough of that. I'm done. There'll be some more videos popping up on the screen over there. Or is it over there? It's over there. It's always opposite when you're on the camera. Over there, a couple more things coming up. So you can check some of the other videos I've done. And then down directly below will be the logo. Click on that. And that'll allow you to subscribe, which would be nice because it's free. You don't, give me a like, give me a subscribe, totally free. If you agree with what I'm saying, please feel free to subscribe. Because the more that people subscribe, the more that people like it, the more comments I get, which I get some great ones. Thanks very much. The bigger the channel grows, the bigger the message gets out. Any case, I'm done. So, until the next one.